In the corner. It's your boy. It's Kavi's Corner.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Kavi's Corner. It is Monday, and of course, you know what that means. It's time for some tennis roundup action brought to you by the Game to Love Tennis Podcast. My name is Kavi of the Kavi's Corner. That's my dog, Gobi. You might not see her because of my name is in the way there. However, she's adorable, and she is here for some tennis action. Speaking of tennis action, we already have some action in the comments. Let's take a quick look. Let's see here. By the way, do give us a like, give us a subscribe if you're new. That way you can hit the notification bell and you can find out whatever videos will be coming up. We have upcoming video section, whether it's Kavi's Corner, draw previews, draw reactions, play-by-play live streams, and breaking news, whatever it may be. So please do give us a like, a subscribe, and hit that notification bell. By the way, Game to Love Tennis Podcast saying become a GTL member. Link on the screen right there. So far, there's 9 of you in here. Saying hello to 9 of you is me. It's 11:01 a.m. here on the Pacific Coast of North America. I'm in Vancouver. We've got All-Star, GSL, Gary St. Laurent, Kavi, GTL family. This year's French Open is going to be the most fascinating one in years and years and years. At least 8 men who could win it. Is anyone else salivating like me? Gary, I don't know. I mean, I'm getting too excited. I'm so excited for all these matches before Roland Garros. It's almost hard for me to think about it. But now you've got my appetite all wet. W-H-E-T, wet there. Hello, Kathy. Welcome. Kathy is our resident reptile expert and is also an OG, an original member of the gang here. We also have Kay Kuzmanov. Yes. Welcome, Kay. Great to have you on the stream here. Welcome. Let me know where you're from. Yeah. All right, folks, we're going to get right into it. As you all know, we only had one tournament on the men's side, and on the women's side, we had some Billie Jean King Cup action. Speaking of Jean, Billie Jean. Jean's in the house saying, hey, Kavi, welcome, Jean, South Africa's finest, one of our all-stars as well here, one of our regulars in the GTL community. GSL, another one saying, just saw a repost saying Novak's elbow was not good in Monte Carlo. Does that explain how poorly and slowly he served? I would guess that, Gary. The serve was definitely very, very, very low in miles per hour. Oh, Gene says my sound is a bit funky. Is that is that the same for everyone? Let me just see if there's any audio.
Check. How about now? That might be better, actually. I think my mic was coming from my headphone instead of my actual microphone. Is that better? Let me know, Gene, if that's better. I think it should be. Hello, Lizard, says Cap. Welcome, Capricorn BG. Okay, Cap has a question. Hey, Cap, from Gene. Cap is asking, is Garcia winning Stuttgart? Good question. Not sure. Actually, I haven't made any predictions on that. By the way, we also have Mitchell in the house saying sounds better. Yeah, okay. So it was coming out of the speaker on the air instead of my actual proper recording microphone. All right, folks, I'm going to get into it. Going to get into the slides. We got about 15 people in. Thank you to every single person who's in here. We also have about, 10 likes. So thank you to every one of you there. Okay, this is what's going down, folks. Check it out from Tennis Update. Quiet. At Tennis Updates 23, this week's champs, ATP 1000 Monte Carlo, is first-time 1,000 winner, Andrey Rublev. He was emotional, as he should be. He's won 13 titles. This is the biggest one of his entire career. Congratulations to Andrey Rublev, one of the kindest people, the nicest souls on the entire tour. All right, this is from the man himself, Andrey Rublev, saying, I was struggling so much for this moment. Black heart emoji. First Masters 1000 title in Monte Carlo at Rolex Masters number 13. Lucky 13. And there you go. He's kissing the trophy. He's holding the trophy. He's lifting the trophy. And he's crying because he has attained the trophy. Great effort. Great match. It was a barn burner. The semis and the finals in Monte Carlo were all awesome matches. Continuing on, speaking of the route, Andrey Rublev in Monte Carlo. This is from @Christopher Clary, saying round of 32, he defeats Munar. And so he drops the first set, wins the last two. Against Khachanov, wins in straight sets. Against Jan-Lennard Struff, also in straight sets, tiebreak in each one of those. And then in the semis and finals, drops the first set in both tight sets and then comes back to win, beats Taylor Fritz in the semis and then takes out Holger Rune in the final. And man, what a crazy match. Great energy, great action from both players. I'm going to get you a little bit more info on Rublev here. Check it out at Relevant Tennis, saying Andrey Rublev won his first ever Masters 1000 title after losing the first. Ooh, I forgot to do something here. Okay, we're good. After losing the first set and being 1-4, 30-40 in the third set. So he was serving and he had a break point against him. Had he lost, he would have been down 5-1 and most likely would have lost that. Not only the match, but the final there as well. Hey, go B. So that's a comeback, says Relevant Tennis. Look at that scoreline. He won that match. Unbelievable way to go. By the way, folks, so what happened here was he was down a break. So he was down 4-1. He ends up holding for 4-2. And then basically in... okay, so it was 5-all. And Rune was serving, okay, in the third set. And on the first point of that game, in the 11th game, Rune had a really high lob from Rublev near the net. And instead of waiting for it to bounce, he hit it out of the air, and it was really high. Anyways, he hit that straight into the net, okay? Next point, exact same thing. So what happened was Rune, again, makes his way to the net off of an Andrey Rublev lob, hits another one into the net. After that, he was shook. He basically got broken in that 11th game, and then he held in the final game to win it 7-5 in the third set. So a little bit of pressure from Rune, a little maybe nerves got to him. He had a couple of, I don't want to call them easy overheads in that stage of a final. Any overhead is going to be a tough one, but yeah, it was really, really tough to watch him hit both of those into the net. And then he gets broken, and then Andrey Rublev holds for his first ever title. Like I said, it was very, very emotional. But a little more information on Holger Rune. This is from @Tennis. It says, the new ATP rankings are out, and Holger Rune is up to a new career high of number 7. Rune was 79 on this day a year ago. Look at that, moved up 72 spots in just 1 year. Since then, he's won his first 3 ATP titles, including a Masters 1000. That was Paris-Bercy. Made his first Grand Slam quarterfinal and gone 11-6 against top 10 players. There he is, the 19-year-old. He will be turning 20 before the end of the month. I believe his birthday is April 30th. So still very, very, very young, this guy, and a very impressive career. So far for a guy who still has yet to hit 20. And continuing on this theme, Opta Ace at Opta Ace saying 5. This is Holger Rune's 6th ATP level final. He is now the 5th teenager to pass 5. That's 5 ATP level finals since 2000. And all did it on multiple surfaces, while the previous 4 all held the number 1 ranking. So all 4 players to do it, other than Rune, have been Hewitt, Nadal, Djokovic, and Alcaraz. All of them have been number 1 in the rankings, and then it says rising. So 5+ ATP finals before the age of 20 since 2000, 23 years ago. We have 5 of them. There you go. Hewitt, Nadal, Djokovic, Alcaraz, and now the latest member of that group is Holger Rune. Very, very impressive stuff. Speaking of impressive, this is from Gil Gross, continuing on about Rune. That was a pretty awesome display of talent in a losing effort by Rune. Focus was in and out. The legs ran out of juice. He couldn't play the percentage tennis he had played all week, and he still almost pulled it off somehow. That's from @Gil Gross, Gil_Gross, one of my favorite analysts in all of tennis, also a commentator for the Tennis Channel. So yeah, some good insight there as always. Now we're going to continue on with this tournament, but we're not going to talk about the same two players. There's a little bit of drama in the quarterfinal action between Medvedev and Zverev. I actually called this match. There was a couple of long rain delays, which basically enabled me to call it, or else it would have been too early my time zone. However, this is what happened. So at Tennis Infinity 1, they're saying 80% of fans think Zverev was right calling Medvedev unfair. #tennis, #tennis news. So basically what this is an article about... so what happened in this match was Zverev lost in the quarterfinals. He had a chance to serve it out twice. He had a chance at 5-4 in the second set to serve it out. He got broken. Ends up losing in a 7-5 in the second set. Third set, same thing happens. He has a chance to serve it out at 5-4, and he again chokes. This time, so he gets broken. So it's 5-all. Medvedev holds for 6-5, and then Zverev holds, takes it to a tie break, where Zverev had 2 more match points on his serve in the tie break and couldn't finish it. Now, the reason that Zverev was a little mad at Medvedev was 2 reasons. One, there was a moment in the match where there was I think it was a medical timeout, or there's some sort of delay. And Medvedev really quickly asked the umpire, hey, can I go to the bathroom, in the middle of the set, not at the end of the set. And that kind of bothered Zverev, saying, hey, that's not fair. You're only allowed to go at the end of the set. So that was the first piece of drama. The second piece of drama was... So it was 4-all in the second set, okay? Zverev had won the first set, and so Medvedev was serving at 4-all, and it's 30-all, okay? And Medvedev goes back-to-back double fault. So he basically gets broken, which sets up the ability for Zverev to win it in straight sets, serve it out at 5-4. And so after Medvedev hits his second double fault in a row, he walks over, they're waiting for each other to cross at the pole there by the umpire's chair. And Medvedev, out of a hilarious frustration, he pulls out this metal rod that keeps the net height where it's supposed to be. Just out of pure frustration. It was actually comical. Zverev was laughing when it happened. The umpire was laughing. Even Medvedev laughed. But those were a couple of things that happened during the match. And Zverev afterwards says, this guy always does these tactics. He, tries to use the bathroom whenever I have momentum, tries to do these silly little tactics. So basically a lot of people were, ooh, the drama's happening. It's Zverev, Medvedev, going at it. Medvedev even said, look, so after the match, Zverev said, he's always trying to do these tactics because whenever I start to win, he starts, trying to find ways, non-tennis ways to kind of take advantage. And Medvedev afterwards is like, look, if he's saying that in the heat of the moment after losing a match, I get it, and it happens. But if he really means it, and if he wants to talk, we could talk about it in the locker room and stuff like that. So Medvedev, he doesn't mess around. But 80% of the fans were on the Zverev side, saying that Medvedev was a little bit childish, was being a little bit annoying. So there's a little bit of drama for you on your Monday. Could be afternoon or evening. For me, it's late morning, early afternoon, but there's the drama for you. Speaking of Medvedev, check this out, folks. This is from @tennis. We got a lot from @tennis today. $30 million man. Daniil Medvedev has become just the 11th man in ATP history to surpass 30 million in career prize money. So that means money won from tournaments, not endorsements and whatnot. Specifically from tournament prize money. So there you go. Medvedev's 31-4 start to this year, which has taken him to titles at Rotterdam, Doha, Dubai, and Miami, has already earned him $3.4 million. And let's not forget, he made it to the finals of Indian Wells as well. Nice little paycheck there, the 5th slam. So there you go. Daniil Medvedev. Speaking of career prize money, we got another one at tennis. Once again, Stefanos Tsitsipas has surpassed 25 million in career prize money, just the 17th man in ATP history to do so. The 24-year-old Tsitsipas is the only tennis player currently under 25 years old to have passed 25 million or even 20 million in career prize money earnings. So there you go. Tsitsipas with a rare trophy in his hand. That's not a runner-up trophy. There you go. Of course, he has made it to a couple of Grand Slam finals, made it to Roland Garros. He was at the finals in Australia this year. So obviously he is a formidable player. I'm being a little bit silly. All right. And we're going to get into some rankings notes, and then we're going to get into comments in a second. So here we go. Kavi's Corner at Tennis Channel. Holger Rune rise up the ranks after reaching his second career Masters 1000 final. So the current ATP rankings as of today, April 17th, we've got world number 1, Novak Djokovic. We have Carlos Alcaraz in the number 2 position. Casper Ruud moves up a spot to number 3. Medvedev 1 spot to number 4. Tsitsipas down 2 to number 5. Rublev stays where he is, even though he won a Masters 1000. He stays at number 6. Holger Rune bumps up 2 spots, taking that spot away from Felix Auger-Aliassime, who bumps down from 7 to 9. Sinner stays at number 8 after making yet another semifinal. And then we have Taylor Fritz rounding out our top 10. And then in terms of the race, well, let's check that out as well. This from at Jose Morgado. ATP race after race top 8 after Monte Carlo. We've got Medvedev number 1, Djokovic 2, Sinner 3, Alcaraz 4, Rublev 5, Tsitsipas 6. Fritz is number 7, Karen Khachanov number 8, and some other notables. We got Rune is 11, Felix is 17, Casper Ruud 21, and Alexander Zverev is number 30. All right, folks, we'll, you know what, we'll take a break and we'll get into the women's rankings in a second, but I'm going to move back up and just take a look at some of our comments. GSL, so happy for Andre. Kathy, I'm so happy for Andre. His press conference was so cute. Agreed, well-deserved, says Mitch. This Masters title was way overdue for Rublev. He should have won 3 or 4 years ago. Ruby wanted it so badly, says Capricorn. Loving the dog sounds, says Mitch. Yeah, Gobi has a nice pitch, not too bad. There we go. Gene saying a few years ago, Rublev wouldn't have come back from these positions. Yeah, he also came back against Rune in a really crazy tiebreak and 5th set at the Australian Open. He was down 5-love in the 5th set super tiebreak and still ended up winning, saved a few match points. So, GSL saying, Kathy, I just found out I'm getting Tennis Channel back on June 1st inside YouTube TV. It's been gone since December 2020. I'm psyched. Good news for you there, Gary. Kathy saying, I'm going to switch back to so much less expensive than DirecTV. 2 Joko smashes, talking about Rune as he went into the net there. Cedric Lopez, hello, my friend. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for your contribution. Big up, Kavi. Thumbs up, he says. Speaking of thumbs up, please do give us a like, give us a subscribe if you're new. That way you'll be able to see all of our upcoming videos and follow along in our live matches, in our play-by-play live streams, in our draw previews and reactions, all that fun stuff. We got a lot of hellos and highs. Oh, we got a hello from one of my all-time favorites, Ems from Ireland, saying, hi, Covey. Welcome, Ems. Thank you for brightening up the channel as always. Look, Cedric agrees. Gene agrees. Gary agrees. Gene says, what do you guys think about the cramping of Rune? I wonder how it can be fixed. Yeah, I think it's experience and the right food intake mid-match type of thing. I think those are the best kind of ways to do that. But again, if I had the exact answer, I'd be a millionaire because every player goes through it and we don't exactly know. I know it's dehydration usually, but I think it also has to do with certain minerals that are lacking. So speaking of minerals, I have some water. Okay, folks, continuing on here in the chat. Let's see. Kathy saying, I heard he's considering changing his diet and sleep patterns, Gene. There you go, Kathy. That's awesome. Saying they were talking about it on Tennis Channel during the match. Very, very interesting. Snail in the house. Gene, I think he really needs to work on his physicality. You think Rune needs to work on his physicality? I don't know about that. I think he's a pretty physical guy. He's a pretty big dude. I think it has to do more with the input that he's eating and stuff like that. Gene saying, I remember Medi had cramps when he first came on tour. I think a lot of players do. When you're young and your body hasn't fully developed, there are some some cramps there. Nah, brother, the reason Zverev was mad is he's got a tiny wiener schnitzel. This is from Ghost. Ghost is in the house. Great to have you, brother. All right, Sean says it's not whether your opponent was unfair, it's how you react to it. That's why the big are who they are. They use their frustrations to fuel to win, not as excuses for why they lost. I agree with you there, my friend. Although there are some moments where I don't agree, like if when Kyrgios is like talking in between the other players' first and second serve, that can be annoying and, against the rules. But I know what you mean. The mentality of saying you can do and say what you want, I'm playing my game, that's like a champion's mentality. So I agree with you there. Okay, I'm going to look at a couple more here. Medi was trolling and entertaining the crowd. He's brilliant. I love him, and I want to have his octo babies. So you're going to be Octomom? Is that what's going on? Who is Zverev to speak? He's done way worse things. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. Gary saying, Snehal and Jean, aren't the rumors true that Rune trains harder than anyone else on tour? Maybe he needs a nutritional advisor. Yeah, potentially. Snehal, I still think it's fine for Zverev to say that it was the heat of the moment and we can forgive him for that. Even Medvedev said he lost love for the sport after losing to Rafa. Yeah, there you go. All good points, folks. Okay, I'm gonna get back to the next slide, which is getting into the women's rankings, folks. Here we are again at Tennis Channel Gridlock atop this week's WTA rankings. We've got world number 1 Iga Swiatek. By the way, 9 of these 10 of the top 10 women in the world are in Stuttgart this week. What an amazing lineup they have there. So, world number 1, Iga. World number 2, Arina Sabalenka. Pegula stays at number 3. Ons number 4. Caroline Garcia 5. Coco Gauff number 6. Rybakina number 7. Still seems so weird that she's that low. Daria Kasatkina number 8. Maria Sakkari number 9. And Petra Kvitova number 10. We do have some news about Petra Kvitova as well regarding Stuttgart. We'll get to that in a second. In regards to the actual race on the women's side, we have, this is from at Andy Newspaper, hashtag WTA race singles. We've got Sabalenka number 1, Rybakina number 2, Pegula 3, Iga is number 4, Belinda Bencic number 5, Petra Kvitova number 6 after winning Miami there. We have Barbora Krejcikova number 7 and Coco/Corey Gauff number 8, folks. Oh, by the way, I should put this on Do Not Disturb. I always forget. Luckily, I don't get any phone calls, folks. If I was more popular, it'd be ruining so many of these streams. Okay, so there we have it, folks. That's what we got on the women's side. Also, check this out. At Tennis Channel, clay season is in full swing this week. And this all on Tennis Channel Plus. This week, we've got Stuttgart, Germany, the WTA 500 tournament, which I just mentioned. 9 of the top 10 women in the world are at this one. We have the Barcelona Open Bank Sabadell. That is an ATP 250 in Barcelona. We've got the BMW Open by American Express in Munich, Germany. And we also have the Banja Luka, Bosnia and Herzegovina. That's the ATP 250 where you will find world number 1 Novak Djokovic. So yeah, all of the men's talent spread out this week. The women's talent at the highest end are all in Stuttgart, Germany. All right, folks, let's continue on. I mentioned something about Kvitova. Well, here it is. This is from at WTA. Petra Kvitova has withdrawn from the Porsche Tennis Grand Prix. She's actually there, but will be unable to play. So Petra Martic will take her place in the draw. Hashtag Porsche Tennis. Some more information from Stuttgart. This is from at Jose Morgado. Check out some of the first round action. This is first round, folks. Ostapenko Raducanu. We got Pliskova versus Sakkari. We got Coco Gauff versus Kudermetova. Badosa Kasatkina in Stuttgart round 1. This draw always delivers. Speaking of this draw, another match in the first round from this tournament that ended earlier today. This is just from about 3 or 4 hours ago, folks. At Porsche Tennis, what a start in the main draw. 20-year-old Qin Wen Zheng wins 6-4, 6-4 against lucky loser Alicia Parks. So Alicia Parks, a run of bad luck after winning her indoor title earlier in the year. I don't think she's won a single match outside of indoor tournament since then. So pretty rough start for her so far. I think she's going to be fine in the end. She'll figure it out, but definitely some growing pains for the American there. And Qinwen Zheng is on the right side of that one. So congratulations to the Chinese player who I have. She's really high on my list of potential in her career. Got lots of power, and she's a good player there. All right, now we're going to move on to Barcelona. ATP Tour says defending champion duel. We got Nuno Borges topples Ilya Ivashka 6-2, 6-3 to earn a battle with number 1 seed Carlos Alcaraz, who is the defending champion at the BCN Open BS. So there we go, folks. That is the prize you get for beating Ilya Ivashka. So there's Nuno Borges 97. Now look at him looking stylish with the white cap, white shirt, blue shorts. I like the color of that blue. Got the aqua blue wristband, white socks, white shoes. Speaking of winning and getting to face a world number 1, how about this, folks? Luca Van Asch, the 18-year-old Frenchman who just made his way into the top 100 last week after some impressive victories, kind of turning some heads. Van Asch has beaten Stan the Man Wawrinka in 3 sets, 6-4 in the third. His prize meets Djokovic next. So there you go. You beat one legend. Who do you have? The best player on the planet. So good luck to Luca Van Asch. I'm sure it's going to be a great experience for him. I do not expect him to win that match. However, you never know. Djokovic still getting back into match form. Luca Van Asch has been in great form of late. So there you go, folks. All right, gonna take a look at a couple more comments here. It's 11:30, so we're doing pretty good. I originally was like, I want to try to make these segments about 30 minutes, but now that we're going up to about 50 minutes, 50. So I'd say that's okay. And it's fun. You guys are great. By the way, we have 18 people in here. Let's check the likes. We've got 20 likes, so we're batting over 1,000. Perfect, folks. Okay, so let's see. Snehal talking about. Oh, we already got to that one there. Go saying 80% of the fans being on Zverev's side is Exhibit A for why I consistently online tennis culture sucks. Okay, yeah, I see he trains with high intensity like every other day, Gary. I think we're talking about Rune there. Oh, okay, here we go. Saying is why I consistently say tennis culture sucks. Yeah, I mean, the one thing I don't agree with, Ghost, is I don't agree that Medvedev should have had the chance to go to the bathroom break. I think you should wait until the proper moments there. Gary saying, Ems, I caught some of you ladies admiring those legs the other day. I missed some of that. So maybe submit question to Gil's mailbag. He does one every week. I'm a leg man, says Sean, so I can appreciate Runa. M saying, Gary, I never really took notice of them before, but I'm certainly taking notice now. M's, it's Diana Yastremska for me. Oh, gosh, she is a pretty lady. That's for sure. Kathy saying, if anyone would know, it would be Gil. Jean saying, Kathy, I should ask him for sure. Novak had huge issues before he knocked gluten out of his diet. Yeah. I think that a lot of players, honestly, it would take a whole change in your entire lifestyle, but hey, Novak did it and he's the best player in the world. So yeah, I think it would behoove certain players to potentially, and I'm not saying everyone should go ultra vegan, but I'm saying look at what other people have done and made them successful and see what's going on, see what you can do. Maybe you could take something from there. Okay, Peaches in the house saying good afternoon, Kavi and GTL fam. Hey, Peaches. We got GSL, Vekic, Alexandrova in their second tiebreak in Stuttgart. Oh, man, I can't watch that. Stuttgart is chock full of talent. Yeah, it's an unbelievable draw there. Every gal wants a Porsche. Yeah, I promised my mom a Porsche when I was like 7 years old. And I still haven't. I was actually thinking about it 2 days ago. And I was like, man, I haven't gotten her a Porsche. Unfortunately, she can't drive anymore. So we'll have to find a way to get her a Porsche and to fulfill that promise in some tangible way. Kathy saying, nah, Cap, not interested in Porsche, too expensive to insure, repair, maintain. I'm missing some stuff. Cap, I want food that makes me happy. Okay. Cap, I don't even have a driving license. I also want food. All right, folks, we're going to get back into the end here. We got about 7 more slides. We got some news and notes from players who are not back yet, but are making their way back. One of them in the future, one of them now. The future one is this one. From @tennis once again, she's striking the ball exceptionally well. Chris Eubanks says of Naomi Osaka, I can tell you she's working extremely hard to be able to maximize what she's able to do post-pregnancy. So there you go, folks. We've got the whole panel there talking about Osaka. She intends USC spring game. That's a football game there. And so I don't know if you heard, but there was an interview recently where Osaka was interviewed and says after her pregnancy, she plans to come back and her goals are to win every major and Olympic gold medal. She says she's extremely motivated and those are her goals. So that's kind of what she's working on post-pregnancy. She, of course, still has yet to deliver the baby. So there's a lot of things that are going to happen in between then. But formidable to have your goals, big goals, and she's putting them out there. So you know what they say: if you have big goals, you got to shout them out, and you got to make yourself accountable. Tell as many people as you can. So, and those are some pretty lofty goals, folks. So definitely excited to see how she does when she gets back, and we of course wish her the utmost health and happiness as a mother, as she's going to be delivering hopefully the baby, I think, in the next few months. So we wish her all the best there. And of course, can't wait to see her on the comeback trail. Speaking of comeback trails, we got another one from Jose Morgado. Interesting presser with Jeannie Bouchard here in Oires, admitting that retirement crossed her mind during her 17-month shoulder injury break. Imagine 17 months. She says she still feels motivated to fight for big titles. So there you go. There's a Canadian. She's got the water in front of her, and she is ready to go after a long hiatus with the shoulder issue. All right, folks, now we're going to get into some less fun news, and this is actually pretty big news, according to me, and it has to do with the WTA getting back into China after they said they would not until certain demands about the safety of Peng Shuai had been confirmed. So here's what's going on. This is from Wayne at Go Bears CA. Never forget, on this day, all of tennis decided that the money from someone abusing an innocent tennis player was more important than the player. And ITF Tennis, ATP Tour, and the WTA turned its back on Peng Shuai, a truly pathetic statement. Free Peng Shuai. So there is Peng Shuai. So back in November of a couple of years ago, she posted on a Chinese website, a social media website, regarding a sexual assault by a very high-ranking official in the Chinese government. I believe his last name was Gaoli, Gaoli, and she basically laid out that they had a sexual affair, even though he was married and has a wife, and she knew about it, and she felt the pressure of someone in his stature, trying to court her, and she said she was courted in the end. And then so anyway, she kind of put out her story, and then of course she was unable to be reached by anyone outside of China, really. They did try to do a couple of videos. They had her I guess during the Olympics, they had her with in public with what's the really tall basketball player. Gosh, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. Yao Ming, yeah. So Yao Ming, he was with her in public a couple of times, and then there was videos of her having dinner at like a restaurant, but it seemed very staged and everything. So basically, no one has really been able, I believe it's Simon. Oh gosh, the name of the name of the WTA, his name is Simon. Is it Chris Simon or some? Anyways, he basically said, look, we need assurances that she's okay. And until then, we are not coming back into China. Well, that has failed. That stance has failed. They have lost. The Chinese never gave in to any of the demands that the WTA was asking for. They wanted assurances that she was okay, that she could independently talk to other people outside of China, but she was not able to. And so there's a lot of contracts going on as well for these tournaments. If you don't fulfill them, then you can also lose a lot of money and get sued and whatnot by, say, China, for example. So there's a lot of moving parts, but it's just it's a bummer, because now if another person in China wants to come out and they are hoping for some support from an outside of China organization, they know now that they're not going to get it. So I wonder if this was almost detrimental to take the stance at all, and it to fail rather than not take it at all. And it's a head scratcher for me. I'm all about human rights. I'm all about autonomy, for every person. So this is pretty distressing, and it really bothers me when money wins over morality and ethics. And it happens virtually every day in our lives. So it's not something surprising necessarily, but so anyways, I did want to spend some time on this. I do think that this potentially harms sexual abuse victims in the future in China, because of the fact that they maybe know that they can't really stand up to the Chinese government in this specific situation. So yeah, really, really tough stuff. Another one here, WTA missing the Chinese money. Tennis is still missing Peng Shuai. So there is another photo of her. That one's from at the tennis talker, Chris Goldsmith. So yeah, again, folks, really, really not very happy to hear this news. Again, it's not me I'm not the one who would have lost money. So it's easy for me to say, hold the stance, stay out of China. I mean, I'm not even sure people in China are aware of why there were no events in China last year. Like, I'm not sure, the average Chinese citizen was probably like, hey, how come they didn't do any events in China? I really don't know, because from what I understand is that the paparazzi, the government, the propaganda machine over there, they hid that fact. They hid that fact from the Chinese people. They kind of, from what I understood, they said it was something that had to do with the COVID virus. That's why they didn't come back, not because of this. So it's just unfortunate on all levels. I'm going to take a couple of comments on this and then we'll get to the last couple slides. We're 40 minutes in, so we're doing okay. I'm going to take a comment, and then we're going to get to the end and wrap it up. Gary giving us an update. Vekic wins 7-6, 7-6. Ooh, tight one there against Alexandrova. Let's see here. We got M saying Osaka was dominating until her mental health kicked in. Yeah, for sure. When she went to the French Open, said, hey, I'm just going to pay the fines and not do the press conferences. And then all the majors came together and said, oh, no, you have to. You can basically forcing her. I was of the mind that said, hey, look, if you don't want to do the press conference and you're willing to pay whatever $15,000 fine, which obviously to us is huge, but to her is like nothing. She was willing to do it. Let her do it. It's a part of the rules. You know what I mean? But the fact that they bullied her into doing it and then she actually pulled out of the tournament, I think it made the majors look really, really bad. And yeah, ever since that moment, she just hasn't been the same. I totally agree with you there, Ems. I don't see Osaka winning every major post-pregnancy. Honestly, me neither at this moment, but never know when it comes back. Cap agrees, says Peaches. Money talks, oldest story in the world. Yes, definitely. Gary saying, I'm watching the video series that Dasha K is doing with her partner Natalia. It's fun to watch, but I cannot believe the crap they eat. You can't be your best with that diet regimen. Kathy, this is in regards to Peng Shuai. All of her social media was scrubbed. Yeah, like right away. The WTA would have had stronger language if ATP stood with them. Another thing that really, really bothers me as well, the non-solidarity between the two. Arthur Mueller saying, is a boycott an option for Game to Love? You know what? We'd have to ask Ben and JG if that's something, if it's worth it for them to do it or not. That's something for them to But yeah, it's a good question, Arthur, and thanks for that. Michael Walker saying money always wins. I think it's more complicated than any of us can understand, but on the purest level, I wish the world would not back down to China. Their government is simply horrific. And it sucks for, Chinese tennis fans. It sucks for people who don't want to live that way. And again, we don't live there, so I don't live there, so I don't know what it's like, but yeah, I wonder if any players will opt out. I wonder as well. I mean, and you know what? They should opt out, and they should. And if anyone asks them why, they should say because it's not safe. And like the thing is, you don't know what the Chinese media is going to share with the Chinese people. They might just not show interviews if someone says something like that. They don't tell the people anything. I really hope so. Kathy says, Arthur, people in China aren't big tennis fans. Shanghai early in the tournament is empty. Propaganda is possibly the most lethal weapon used against other human beings. Yeah, for sure. I was annoyed at her not doing them at the time, but I understand more now. Kumar Mahesh Shiva saying, hi, India. Hi from India. Welcome. Players see money are going to China. Yeah. So it's unfortunate, folks. It really, really is unfortunate. All right, folks. So going to wrap it up here in just a second. Let me just take a look. We've got, what do we got? Yes. So we did not have a women's tournament, but we had a whole bunch of small women's tournaments this weekend called the Billie Jean King Cup qualifiers. So this is from @LoveLoveTennis. That's me. So give me a follow. Give me well, I guess you can't give me a subscribe, but yeah, give me a follow. I'll follow you back if you're on Twitter @LoveLoveTennis. The O's are zeros, as you can tell there. Check it out. Hashtag Billie Jean King Cup qualifier winners from this weekend. So it went like this. Spain defeats Mexico 3-1. 3 matches to 1. Czech Republic over the Ukraine 3-1. France over Great Britain 3-1. Canada in a barn burner over Belgium 3-2. That was in Vancouver here, and I unfortunately did not go to that. USA defeat Australia 4-0. Italy over Slovakia 3-2. Germany over Brazil 3-1. Kazakhstan over Poland 3-1. So world number 1 out there. And Slovenia defeats Romania 3-2. Okay, now if you're wondering what this means, so I under this, I put another tweet to clarify what exactly is going on. So the 9 winning countries above, the 9 winners that I just mentioned, everything on the left of the D, these are the 9 winners, okay? Along with a yet-to-be-determined wild card, so that's a 10th team that we don't know yet, plus last year's finalists. Switzerland won gold, or they came in first. Australia was in second. So those round out the 12-team final round for this year's Billie Jean King Cup from November 7th to November 12th. Okay? City and venue are yet to be determined. So there you have it, folks. We have 11 of our 12 finalist countries. 1 is yet to be determined. And then also the city and venues are yet to be determined as well for the final round of the Billie Jean King Cup tournament. Speaking of the Billie Jean King Cup tournament, check this out. Look at my hat as well, folks. I got the Canadian hat today. Check it out. Billie Jean King Cup at BJK Cup. Winner Queen from Canada, Leila Annie Fernandez, displayed her power and style at the Billie Jean King Cup qualifiers. Stats provided by Microsoft Match Insights. Check this out, folks. Winners in 2 matches, total amounts of winners. So in the 2 matches that she won over the weekend, singles matches, she hit a combined 40 winners. She was totally, absolutely on fire so far in this tournament, or so far in the Billie Jean King Cup. She had a great weekend. She also won her doubles, which was the rubber match. So both of her singles wins were victories for Canada. The other 2 singles were losses. Sebov and Rebecca Marino both lost. And then it went down to a doubles tiebreak, and Leila Annie Fernandez was in that. So she won all 3 of her matches, basically powering Canada to the final round. So good job, Leila Annie Fernandez. And by the way, folks, that's going to lead me to let you guess who our players of the week were on both the men's and the women's side. So I'm going to give you 10 seconds, and then I'm going to play a button. All right, so 10 seconds starting now. Let me know what you think. Who they are. Let's see here. Sean's asking, question here. Are you commenting any matches this week? I'm pretty sure I will be, Sean, but nothing is penciled in just yet. That's a good question. Yeah, I'm sure I will be, but just not exactly sure. The time zone is a little bit of a pain for me, but I'm going to do my best. M's saying, I see Alcaraz winning this week, and he hasn't even played. Yeah, well, I looked at the draw. It looks pretty good for him, to be quite honest. I think that he has a pretty good chance. All right, Gary saying, Kavi, you nailed it again, just like Layla. We got M saying Rublev, Andrey, and Layla. We got Layla says Peaches. Jane says Andrey. We got this is, you're asking me about that. Not sure about that one, my friend. I would probably go with Krajinovic, I guess. Peaches saying Rublev, Tomic, and Margaret Court. Close on both. All right, folks. So the player of the week on the women's side. Let's go. It's all on the hat, baby. Layla.
She don't care about what you say. Layla Fernandez. She's feeling fine. Layla Fernandez. She's doing it right. Layla Fernandez. She's feeling fine tonight. It's Layla Fernandez.
It's Layla Fernandez. You guys, most of you got it. Oh my God, Sean. All right, folks. And yeah, you guys pretty much nailed it. And before I sign off, I'm going to put up a meme of our men's player of the week because he deserves it. Check this out, folks. From @RelevantTennis, we've got the Rublev cat meme deserves a revamp with Andy's own brand headband, plus his beautiful new friend. Yes, the trophy from Monte Carlo. There you go, folks. The Rublev cat meme, and he is our player of the week. So I'm going to hit this button, and then I'm going to call it for this segment of Kavi's Corner. Thank you to everyone for watching. Please give us a like, give us a subscribe, and catch us next week where I will do a roundup of all 4 of the tournaments that went down this week. Stuttgart, was it? What do we got? We got Stuttgart, we got Munich, we got Barcelona, and we've got Herzegovina. Oh, what's it? It's not Serbia, but the Banka, Laha Banka, whatever the one. It's not in Serbia, but it's, yeah. Anyway, so there we go. I will be giving you all the love on those, letting you know what happened. Thanks, Kavi. You're very welcome, everyone. All right, folks, I'm going to stop talking because I keep saying that I'm going to press this button, but I actually am. Congratulations to the Russian Andrey Rublev for winning his first 1,000 Masters title. Well done, well deserved, and everyone in the tennis world is happy for you, my friend. Thank you all very much. I'm Kavi. After this button, I am out. We'll see you guys all during the week or next week on Kavi's Corner. Peace.
Hitting the lines, giving the signs, he's feeling fine.
Rublev.
Hitting the lines, giving the signs, he's feeling fine.
Andrey Rublev.
It's Kavi's Corner.
Give it a like. I said give it a like. Leave a little comment, share the video, and hit subscribe. That's right.
It's your boy.
Check out this other video.